Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I've got for you a really nice video actually for on Prokhorovka in 3 AMX 50Bs, and yeah, that's quite an interesting combination. I can't get my words out today. We're starting as we mean to go on by the sounds of it. So yeah, we're playing in 3 AMX 50Bs. I'm platooned up with Steve, aka 06Wallst, and Ian, and yeah, as I've said about 4 times now, we're in 50Bs. Can anybody guess by putting in the comments what tank I might be playing? I'm not really sure, you need to let me know. Anyway, we're on Prokhorovka. Now, me and Ian know this map incredibly well because we both played the last campaign in my clan, and our main map was Prokhorovka, so we're kind of used to playing together on this map. We've come up with a plan at the start of this game to pretty much push down the zero line, and I'll come on to the reasons for that in a second. Firstly, there's an unfortunate, well, I say unfortunate, there's a T30 that has been really caught up there. I managed to spot as he goes across and put 2 shots into him. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get the other 2 in because I was a bit stupid and fired a bit clutch, but I wanted to push into this kind of town area. Now, why have I done this? So the plan was, as we were driving across, whilst I was messing my words up, we were discussing, well, we're going to go over the zero line because sitting and camping on the 1-2 line isn't our style. The mid-ridge isn't particularly fun in 50Bs because obviously you have absolutely zero turret armor to speak of. So poking, yes, you've got an autoloader, but as soon as anything like, you know, grills, STRVs, Foch, anything, as soon as you poke it, you're just going to get shot at. So then the obvious choice is the zero line. Now, because there are 3 of us, and you know the enemy team have got an IS-4, Super Conk, other tanks that can dig in a bit better, we're going for the full Zerg. 50B, really quick tank, going for full Zerg. As we came up to here, I said, right, I'm going to break off. You can see Steve and Ian have more hit points than me. They're running improved hardening. I'm running, I can't actually remember what I'm running off the top of my head, but they're using their improved hardening, push down into this area. Now, first shot of the IS-4, I go to take his tracks off, and then I realise he's actually AFK. You can kind of see his tank trying to drive forwards, and it's kind of straightening his angle out. Clearly, he has DC'd, which is kind of unfortunate, but in the position he's in, he's still spotting me. I still want to make sure that I take him out of the game, because if he comes back and you've left him on full health and he's just chilling there, it makes your life so much harder if, like, he's now an out of position IS-4 that you've ignored, but now you have to come back and actually pay attention to. And fortunately for me, 50B reload isn't too long. I think mine's about 26 or 28 seconds. I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but we do manage to finish him off. Obviously, the reload on the gun is not as quick as the T57 Heavy. However, the tank makes up for that by having a lot better gun handling, and it is obviously a lot faster. So, all things considered at the beginning of this game, we've done pretty well. Other than the 2 RT shots we just took, we hadn't taken any damage. We've finished off the T30, 50B, I'm playing 50B, the T30 that was moving across this side. Steve and Ian have pushed across into this area here. That then means that they can eliminate the E75, the Shah that are sitting here. E50's pushing across to try and spot them. I'm like, right, I'm going to try and get a shot in. I'm going to try and see if I can finish him off, try and make sure that he can't get across to you guys. So I aim, the 704 misses. I get very lucky with the tracking shot. 1 in, and then our team finishes him off. Again, the reason I'm opening up and I'm coming, instead of going exactly where these guys are, I'm opening up another angle is because you want crossfires. That's originally why I didn't push straight up onto the hill with them, because then if we all push down, we're all in the same direction. If the other 2 push across the zero line, and I push down to here, if anybody falls back, I've then got easy shots at them. It makes my life a lot easier. It means my ability to kill them is a lot easier. Same thing here. They're now kind of, well, not necessarily stuck in this corner, but a lot more stuck than you would think. So I move across into the middle of the map, and I'm now going to use my view range to try and spot some tanks. You see me get a load of spotting damage there on the Foch. Artie's still trying to give me a go. But I'm just going to use my ability to spot and just try and spot for everything. Steve and Ian are kind of trying to push up a little bit. Like, the play is, once you've eliminated everything in the middle from this area, you then need to try and push up to this ridge. The only trouble is that does involve pushing across a lot of open land. You can push up through the trees and do what Steve's doing here, push up through the trees, and then try and move across. But obviously, Steve is spotted. Artie puts a big shell into him. I would assume that's the T92. And then try and get up to that ridge. Again, 50B spotted, and you see when you get spotted in this kind of position, you're not really going anywhere. 54 lightweight, I thought I was going to be able to use my last shell on him, but no! He evaporates. 4005 took care of him very, very nicely. Yeah, bad time to be a lightweight there. Now, I am aware that I've been firing APCR this whole game. This was kind of like a, I'm not messing about game. The thing with the 50B, obviously because it's APCR, the APCR rounds are just better. They have more penetration, they have higher shell velocity. The only thing they lose is a little bit of normalization, but it's 2 degrees. It really doesn't matter that much in 99% of situations. So I'm just throwing APCR. I thought I was going to have to compete with more than this. To be honest, I probably loaded it first shell because I needed to make sure that every single shot counted from that first clip, due to the fact that we were pushing hard, and then probably just forgot to unload it, to be fair. Steve gets finished off by the grill. He lets us know where the grill is, and then Ian goes in, spots him. I only managed to get 1 shot into the grill, put 1 into Artie, try and put 1 into the second Artie, and then 1 into the STRV. Make sure that it hits, because that is all I'm going to get, because Ian's ramming him to death, and everybody on our team is absolutely just sending everything we possibly can his way. And that is how you win 15-4 on Prokhorovka with 350Bs. Very, very nice game. Now, some of you might have actually seen this game live on Steve's stream. If you did, sorry for showing it to you again, but obviously anybody who doesn't watch Steve and only watches me, I thought it was quite a good game. I mean, I did 5,632 damage that I saw. I got 3,200 assisted as well. Kind of just being able to open up crossfires and spot tanks for each other. Like you saw at the beginning, I spotted the T30 and I spotted across to see what was coming up to the 0 line so that Ian and Steve could push into it. I did a little bit of damage. I then spotted mid, spotted over here, while they pushed into here, shot that. I then moved across, spotted these guys and a couple of guys over here that they could shoot, and then at the end they push across into this for guys that I shoot. And perfect crossfires the whole time. Just an absolutely amazing game. Like, obviously the rest of the team were there, but we did the majority of the heavy lifting in this game, and that's something you're going to see in the post-game stats. So, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Obviously, I know 350Bs in unison are always going to be tricky for the enemy team to beat, but on a map like Prokhorovka, it's not always that easy, because they have got such lightly armoured turrets, and obviously, other than the front of the hull, which some people don't actually know that that's quite well armoured, the sides, the rear, obviously it's such a big tank. The 50B does sometimes struggle because you can't really poke in it. If you poke against more than one tank, you're going to take a lot of damage to probably only get your clip in at best back. But anyway, that's enough of me waffling. Let's go take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So, there we go, guys. That was, well, 350Bs. I'm actually kind of upset that I didn't get an ace, but I thought the 50B would be quite hard. Like I said, obviously, I did do a lot of spotting and I did do a lot of damage, but some of the damage that I did, especially towards the end, wasn't my spotting. So I think if I was spotting all of it, this would have potentially been an ace. I'm not actually 100% sure. Nonetheless, 3,279 assisted, 5,632 damage, and 3 kills. We've got high caliber and a tank sniper. Yeah. 1149 base XP. Ian also got first class at 1120 base XP with 4559 damage and 4519 assisted as well. So he did slightly more assisted than me, not quite as much damage. Steve also had a pretty good game, 3137 damage, but he probably sacrificed more of himself to push across the open ground and allow us to push in at the end. So fair play for that, because it's not always, like, obviously XP and damage and everything rewards people who do damage and that, but sometimes things that you don't get rewarded for are taking valuable positions or losing hit points so that your team can go on to win. And obviously there's no way to quantify it in game, so it will never be part of the system, but it is nice to see, and it should definitely be noted sometimes that people need to make plays to actually win games. It's not always just who does the damage. 19 shots fired, 17 hit, 15 penned. That's because we were firing mostly gold, and that reflects very nicely in the amount of credits that I fired. 91,000 credits worth of ammunition fired that game, and the game lasted a little under 6 minutes, which a game of Prohorovka, that's actually quite impressive. But that was pretty much a triple 50B masterclass from us. It was just amazing, if I do say so myself. So anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, guys, please make sure you give it a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and whether you're new or old, make sure you've got notifications turned on so you know when I upload. Other than that, make sure you go check out my twitch.tv channel. Link will be in the description. I stream Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 o'clock British time, whether that's British Summer Time or GMT, depending on what time of year it is. And other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.